So let's start. First of all, what is a calculator? All the buttons and features on a calculator might be a little scary if you have never used one before. However, the fundamentals are essentially the same whether you are using a regular calculator or a scientific calculator. When you are familiar with the functions of the buttons and how to use them for various calculations, you will feel completely at ease using your calculator anytime you require it. The following notes apply to the most, if not all, scientific calculators. However, the pictures are based on the Casio FX570VN+. This is the calculator which I am going to use. Mode or setup. Make sure you understand how to switch your calculator's mode. Most calculators are set to Math mode by default, which is indicated by the word Math across the top of the display. You can see in the above picture. In Math mode, you can switch the answer between exact and decimal by pressing this key, which is here, this one. The angle unit must be degrees as shown in the preceding image by a D sign at the top of the display. Check that you can choose between exact and approximate responses, fractions, thirds, in terms of, etc. Templates. The fraction button, square root, square and power are mostly shortcut buttons. Fraction button, this one, and square root, then square and powers. Shift and these buttons can also be used to access functions like mixed numbers, cube roots, cube and nth roots. The number which is written above the keys, this number or this template can be accessed by using the shift key. To enter time in hours, minutes and seconds, use this button which is here. For trigonometry, sine, cosine or tangent, use shift along with the keys to find angles. To enter an angle, always use a closed bracket. Brackets are essential if there is something more to type after sine, cos or tangent. Standard form and pi. To put number in standard form, use this button, which is here. And to enter pi, use along with shift button because pi is above this button. So use it with shift key. Brackets and negative numbers. Always use brackets for negative numbers. Use this button for negative numbers. Check the difference between -3 square and in bracket -3 whole square by calculator. Memory. The ans, which means answer, button is quite beneficial, particularly when working with decimals in the middle of solutions, which you should avoid rounding until you have your final result. Ans remembers the last solution the calculator generated, which is here. Table. To solve, complete the table and draw the graph type questions, use the table mode. Judgment and special features. Use your calculator to perform one calculation at a time as a general guideline. However, you can make a decision based on how many marks are available in the question, and if a question requires you to write down all the figures on your calculator display, it is better to write too much than not enough. Practice. Get a calculator early and learn how to use it by practicing the variety of questions you are likely to come across. Examination tip. If possible, practice using the same calculator that you will use in the examination. This will help you become more comfortable with the specific features and limitations of that calculator. Worked example. Used your calculator to work out square root of 1 minus sine 33 degrees and its whole square and give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. Now type in your calculator 1 square root of 1 minus sine 33 and its whole square like this. Then press equal button. So the answer is 0.455360965. We have to give answer correct to 3 decimal places. So by using an appropriate rule, just round this number. So it will be 0.455. Examination tip. Remember that a calculator can only give you an approximate answer. It is important to understand when it is appropriate to use a calculator and when you need to use manual calculations. Also be aware that the calculator may have a limited number of digits, so you need to make sure that your answer is within the calculator's display range. Now test yourself. Question number 1 is, use your calculator to work out this fraction and give your answer as a decimal. Write down all the figures on your calculator display. It's a 2-mark question. Question number 2 is, calculate cube root of 8.1 square minus 1.3 raised to power 0.8. It's a 1-mark question. You need to calculate it by using your calculator. Question number 3 is, use your calculator to work out 16.379 minus 0.879 over 4.2 multiplied by 1.241 and give your answer correct to 2 significant figures. It's a 2-mark question. Question number 4. Use a calculator to find the decimal value of square root of 29 minus 3 times 32 raised to power 0.4 over 3. And it's a 1-mark question. Question number 5. Complete the table of values for y equals x cube minus 6x plus 1. Some values are given and it's a 3-mark question.